Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry about that. I'm learning this whole new world, OBS. But welcome. It is quite yellow on my screen, but I think that's just my screen. This is a lot more Blake Lively centered, all that story. Before I get into that, I just have some I just had some personal thoughts that popped into my head or life today as I was watching some content creators. As I feel like I went crazy at some points trying to read the amendment that she had. um I don't know, it's been an interesting week. So I wanted to do this live, no pressure. No one's going to be here probably because no one was expecting this. It's Friday night. I wanted to debut the OBS. I didn't know that I was going to do all of this. And yeah, I just kind of want to take a moment to recalibrate, honestly. So, and I hope you can hear me okay. What about now? I'm trying to calibrate the microphone. It seems like it's kind of the same no matter what. All right. Anyways. So ooh, I need some lotion on my face. It's really dry suddenly. Like my face is really dry. And no. I didn't start to say anything. There is no second part to any sentence because I didn't start a sentence yet. So I wanted to recalibrate because I feel like I didn't exactly start to lose myself, um, but I feel like I am inching towards that, and I wanted to stop and I wanted to recalibrate about this content, about the Blake Lively stuff, I mean, that's like primarily what it is about, but even beyond that, just as like inner recalibration. Because today I felt definitely like I wasn't one of the cool kids and I was a rejected person. Um, the person that doesn't get picked on the sports team or dance team or whatever team, the chess team, no one wants to include her on their team. I was watching Donna and she had Zach on, and they were talking about, Zach brought up how, and I was part of this. I watched Dave say this, like, if we get to 100K subscribers, if he gets to 100K subscribers, he will go to um, the court or New York or whatever to watch this trial. And what was new, and I knew about that, but what was new to me was Zach mentioning that he'll get like a house for the content creators reaching that. And I instantly realized, even if I would get there, which there is absolutely, I mean, I have a year, but I'm at what, 120 subscribers, 122 subscribers. Because also I want that to be organic growth, and I don't want to, just do that inorganically, inauthentically, etc., etc. And I don't know. But that's kind of beside this point. Watching that, um sorry, I'm like trying to figure out the best way to do this. Hi, Maria, New York. Yeah. Um, oh, oh, oh. I just want to get to make sure that I see you guys. Um, anyways, so I will take, okay, give me 5 seconds to, because I can't I can't stand when people do this, and I can't stand when I do this, not even to people, but even to myself, when I'm like trying to talk and not finish the sentence, finish my thoughts, and also try to do something else. And I'm trying to like use my iPad as like a side mirror, as a side display. And I just need to rearrange them because I switched them over. Okay. So, yeah. Anyways, welcome. Hi, everyone who's here. Um, so yeah, so watching that, I realized I'm never going to be one of the cool kids. I'm not yet. And I also at the same time realized, again, I want my channel to be authentic to me, and I want the channel growth to be authentic to who I am and all of that stuff. And I want the community, like, I love and appreciate the community that's been formed. I love you guys so much. You have no idea how grateful I am and how much joy it has brought to my life and how much I needed that right now. Um, and I appreciate that so much. And I don't think I've come to that point where I'm like chasing after more to the, especially to the point, even to just period, but especially to the point where I'm not grateful and I'm not even acknowledging or like just present with the people that are here. They're watching it not just on my lives. I see you guys on my lives, but also on the replays. I see all those views and comments, and not so many comments, but you know, and by the way, yesterday I thought that I could have the chat, if I put the chat replay, that you could participate in the chat at the same time. Because I thought I saw that, but I guess you couldn't. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so that's like part of it. But also, like, I think with I was watching Dr. Kaur's Kaur. I don't know how to pronounce her name exactly, but I was watching her cognitive dissonance video earlier, and I felt like I was going to go crazy if I kept reading Blake Lively's amendment. I was already, I think I got to what, point 17 or 20 or something, and already I had gotten crazy, you know, the night it came out, and then that it was, there was just so much hardship on our brains with this. And she was explaining it so beautifully as to why this is cognitive dissonance, why it, she wasn't saying like this can actually hurt your brain, but that's how I experience cognitive dissonance. It's like I actually feel my brain in pain because it's like trying to think of two different things at the same time, um, as she explains it. It was watch that video. So I felt like I was kind of losing touch with why I was doing this in the beginning, why I started talking about this. Um, Mainly because I couldn't express the stuff that I was experiencing reading this. I couldn't find the words as she so well does. And I just was experiencing it. I was also burned out. This week has been just an odd week. Um, and also because I think I was on the verge or kind of starting to chase this, like, oh, channel growth, and like, um, I got myself into, I would find certain things on my own, or I would have certain ideas of other people's stuff. But especially when I would find something on my own and I would share it with Dave and with Donna and with Jersey. Jersey is amazing at this. She got Dr. Amen Kaur, and I was one of the people that recommended it to her. But she's so sweet. She replies all the time, and she's so nice. And Dave too. And well, actually, I just started. No, I think I did share it with, I don't know, but you know, like I was trying to be like, I know I'm not a big channel, and I'm not going to be a big channel anytime soon, and I also don't have it in. I don't want to be that person, and I don't feel like I can be that person that's like, you know, subscribe to my channel and members only. You know, You'll only find this on Patreon, on the members exclusive, or members exclusive on YouTube, and like just all these like mechanical ways to like get an audience and get the money and the funding. And I mean, that's like valid because if you are doing this full time, which I'm like in between. I'm not doing anything else, but also I can't say that I'm doing this full time as far as like there is no money that's coming in for me. Um, but if you're doing this full time, I mean, it's not invalid. I'm not trying to invalidate those mechanisms, those like ecosystems. I don't, I hate marketing. I'm gonna go on record and say I hate marketing. Having worked in marketing for the past like 6 years or so, I just increasingly began resenting it and hating it because it's so manufactured and not real, not based on like authentic connection. And when you get to a certain point, that is part of it. There's no way to respond to like 100,000 subscribers every time, you know. And I know Dave. I mean, again, I am in awe with Dave and Lauren and everyone who's like, you have so many subscribers, and I'm sure you have so many people DMing you and messaging you, and for you to like see my message is like, I don't know how that goes. Like that's so impressive, and I think that's amazing. But I'm saying like as far as me, like I just can't do the marketing stuff, and I don't want to. That's not why I got on here. I didn't start talking about this. And I know I'm sorry, like this, I am getting to the points, the news and all that stuff, but this is like part of it. This is like really important to me. So like, gosh, I'm starting to think like, ooh, for emotional prep, I know what moves me to cry because I started kind of tearing up or choking up. I felt like tears coming. Um, this is when I started talking about the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. I mean, I've mentioned it before. My first movie on, or my first movie, my first video on this was literally reading Justin Baldoni's entire lawsuit. It ended up being 10 hours. I thought it was going to be 6. Everyone is so much faster through it than I am. I talk a lot, as you can see. um, and I didn't have for a second any impression that was going to go anywhere. And I also marked it as over 18 because I thought like, oh, all the phrasings and all that stuff, because I was literally reading it. I didn't say sh, I just said all of the words, and I was like, I don't know. And all the videos after, and there are two, I think, videos that were before like that. It was just like vlogs when this whole lawsuit came out and started, and none of it was to go viral, to make it as a YouTuber. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and it was very dopamine inducing to see the views and to see the followers and to get start having like the little community that we've developed, and to communicate with like real people about this. There is so much dopamine in that. I think it's dopamine. I don't know. Good feelings, good hormones, good wirings, brain firings. Um, and I guess that is part of why I wanted to, as far as like having a conversation. And that's why I go on lives now with other people and for other people's lives, and I'm interacting more than I've never interacted before, because I was like, who cares about me, and I'm just one of the many and whatever. And I think doing this on this site and having all of you in the chat and interacting with you, I'm like, okay, it's not a lost cause. Like I can be seen, which sometimes feels like, well, I don't want to be seen, but I want to say something. Um, I'm like so word salad Blake Lively scattered right now. I'm so sorry. Um, but yeah, I just felt like reading Blake Lively's amendment yesterday, especially, I started kind of Um, if you've ever seen Star Trek, I always think of the Borg. I started sort of assimilating into the Borg. But this, I use that for like workplace and whatever. Um, but in this sense, the Borg is good, the popular kids. The people that I message, like, hey, can you speak about this? Because you have a bigger audience than I do. And, like, have you seen this? Mention this and all that stuff. Like the Todd Black, I messaged all of them. I don't think anyone's covered it, actually. Maybe because it's not legit, but I mean, or I don't know. There's plenty of other things. Um, but yeah, like I'm not gatekeeping anything. I don't want to gatekeep. And I started feeling this week like I felt like I should because I just saw some things that I didn't really like personally, but it's potato in the greater scheme of things. Um, and so I don't want to gatekeep and I don't want to like go down further down that road. I'm just gonna do me. I would love to be one of the 100K subscribers, in Airbnb or whatever in New York. Also, I love New York City so much. I didn't even think about that when I was like watching them talk about it. Like, I love New York City so much. And, I'm sure they wouldn't be in New York City per se, although, like, combined and, they're all so rich. I don't know. I think they're definitely rich compared to me. I'm just struggling with unemployment right now. But yeah, I didn't even think of that. And also to like have that extra community. So the community of everyone here. Hi, Angel, Angel, Arnaldo, Maria Rodriguez. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to get into the stuff. I'm just taking a moment because I was like, I need to recalibrate and I need to like kind of share what's on my soul right now. And it's like Friday night. um, but yeah, so as much as I would love that, I also feel like when I thought like the reality of that, I'm at like I said 122 subscribers. I don't know that I could handle 100,000 subscribers off the bat. Even in a year, maybe it's less like daunting, but like if I would go that viral and be that liked, this is why I didn't audition to American Idol, or I did audition for The Voice, but that was just kind of like, oh, so I can say I did it. But I I don't feel like that kind of growth is sustainable or like able for me. Like I am just now, today is the first day that I'm using OBS and I'm doing these little graphics for everyone who was joined. I think no one was here when it was like playing, but I have like a waiting room thing and all these things. I wouldn't be able to handle that. I don't know. But like the good parts, of like being with other content creators and being able to like, because it's kind of sounding like be their own jurors, and then you know you talk about the stuff that you learn, and then you're also kind of having the lives and the streams with your community as well, and the way that they talk with each other, and that's like the stuff that I've always wanted, like friends. So that, and then being in New York City, as much as like Blake's there, and I officially don't feel like I like her. I still love New York City. I always like New York City, and I was watching The Apprentice yesterday. Donald Trump's all about New York City, but I still like New York City. Um, and to have like the community, like exponential community of like all of us here, um, it's like that would be awesome. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But again, I don't want to grow too fast. And I don't know if that's shooting myself in the foot, you know? I always like I think I say that and then it's kind of like an excuse because I probably don't feel like I'm worthy enough of it. probably that's what's happening, but still, I don't want to grow too fast. I think part of that though is also just logic, honestly. I also don't want to grow for the wrong reasons. And I think I know there are people out there. I mean, you guys watch my show. Hi, P. And I'll get to the chat in a second, but um, I know that you guys are watching this and you're supporting me and you like being here, which is like I haven't taken a moment to actually stop and like think about that because I think I would think like why um like I'm me, so it's like weird that people like being here, but yeah, I don't know what I was going. I just kind of lost my track of mine or whatever. Oh yeah, I know I can be, I don't know, not like I do my own word salad. I am like like covering the amendment, reading the amendment. I go so slow. I talk way too much or like a lot. Who's too much? Too much is like relative to each person, but like I talk a lot. I go off tangents. I forget my thoughts, although I think that's like my nervous system that hopefully is in recovery. um I'm not everyone's cup of tea, just like everyone's not everyone's cup of tea. um and so like I don't want to pretend I'm someone else. I don't want to get, I really like finding my tribe, my people, the people that are curious or like or are maybe like-minded or are not like-minded, but like something connects us. And yeah, I don't know what am I saying. I don't know. And I wanted to like take a moment to recalibrate because yeah, I don't know, I think I said this already, but I just feel like as I was reading this, it was just so like infuriating to read this. And now I know also why, but still, it was so infuriating. And I felt like I was losing my personal intention with talking about all of this and my personal intention with making these videos, which is I don't have a name for it. I don't have a mission and vision statement, but it's something around love and goodness. And I was becoming definitely a lot less that and more critical because I think she's just pushing those buttons so much. And I have my triggers that I have not healed yet. And I don't have the words and I don't have the nervous system to handle this exactly right now. Um, so I just need to like recalibrate and like remind myself why I'm saying, why I'm like making, why I'm coming on live. And I mean, really, coming on live is because of you guys. It's so I can interact with you, so we can have like a conversation and all that stuff. It's so like I wanted to do that with the videos, and I don't know why I never thought, oh, just go on live. Anyways, so I have my limitations, I guess, like we all do. Um, but as far as like this particular topic, and I actually have an idea why this topic, I have like a new idea, a new theory, a new like addition to the theory of why we're so invested. And because like yesterday I was like up at I think 1 to like 3 or 4 a.m. watching Lauren's channel or Lauren's live. I was like, what am I doing? Like my brain, my head was like swooshing because I was already just so like I don't know what, dehydrated, high blood pressure. I don't know what was happening after my live yesterday. Migraine, just, and I was like, I need to go to sleep. Why? And I wasn't the only one expressing the sentiment on the chat. We're like, why are we up this late? But I have an idea. Um, I'll finish. I'll wrap up my personal thoughts and get into that. But just wanted to say to check in with you guys. Um, but yeah, because I saw Arnaldo. Depends where you live. It's beautiful. Lived in the Bronx most of my life. It loses its charm. I think everything loses its charm when you're there, when you're living it and not like visiting it. And I know people have told me that, like, oh, just go visit Romania, go visit New York, go visit these places, because once you live there, it's going to lose its charm. It's going to just seem difficult. You're going to see like the bad stuff, etc. So, yeah. And I mean, last time that I went to New York, it was a little more difficult, or not as like magical, except there was still a magic, because as soon as I like drove into Manhattan, which I think it was my second time driving into Manhattan, but really my first, I would say. I usually just like, we had like friends in New Jersey, so I would just go with the train. But the moment that I was in Manhattan and seeing like the life at, like, I think it was like 10 or 11 p.m. at night, and just, I don't know. I think it's just like this connection that I have. I just like felt it in all my body. I got goosebumps. I felt my soul come alive, and I felt magic. I think it was like by the Container Store, in like lower Manhattan. I think that's where I came in from. Was that? I don't remember actually. Because yeah, because I was, my family from Romania came to visit, and we were staying in Queens, I think. Yeah, anyways. Um, but I can also understand. And also, like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Um, Maria Rodriguez, you'll get there. We found you through YouTube recommendations. Others will find you too. I look forward to your live. Yeah, I think, again, I think everyone feels this way, regardless like what you're doing. But you're like, sometimes I think we all have that thought, like, why do you like me? Or like, why am I here? Why did this like company want to hire me? Or like, is whatever it is, it's kind of like that. I actually have I had that thought with my friend too. Like, why are you like friends with me? Like, I don't know. So it's one of those moments. And the other part of my brain's like, in all the billions of people, you have people that will like be on the same path, or like, I don't know, like you. But it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of hard to imagine. But I don't know. I don't want that to sound ungrateful, because sometimes that can sound ungrateful. um yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate that, even though like when you when I read that, it's like, why? Like, why do you like me? Why do you look forward to the lives? But that's actually an honest question that I have for you guys, and it doesn't have to be even about me. Like, maybe you guys like just interacting on the chat with each other, with me, etc. So, um, let me know in the chat why, what brings you here. But I mean, not like literally, like you said, through the recommendations, but like, what brings you here consistently? What do you like about this channel, or about this experience as a whole? Um, but yeah, and oh my gosh, so the next part, like, you're all saying hi to Pete, like that. I remember the first time I saw that, and I was like, it just moved my heart. It sounds maybe so ridiculous or so insignificant, I don't know, but like, seeing that, just literally my heart just like swells up when I see you guys like saying hi to each other or bye to each other. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if that sounds crazy. I don't know, but I don't know. And I think also because I've not seen that in other chats, and I always feel weird because when I'm leaving a chat, I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I can't just like leave, especially for like the content creators that, I'm not just like one off on their video. But I have not seen people do that. Maybe because it's also like so many people there. But yeah, yeah. So that's cool. Um, I love the way you come into the chat, P. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think P, you're like just like, hi guys. I don't know. You come off as that kind of like positive ray of sunshine, like burst of sunshine. Um, This is an excellent case to grow a channel because it touches on on some important things. Um, what does or what is. Um, that's probably what I was saying at one point, but I forget. This is like the balancing of like, because oftentimes if I look at what you guys are saying, I completely lose my track of mind. I think I'll get better with that. And so I'm like, okay, I need to like finish this sentence and then I'll look. or, and then I'm like, wait. And then I go off on tangents. And by the time I look, it's like, wait, what was I talking about? Um, and I made sure to put on all notifications so I know you're on. Oh, thank you. Your channel is a breath of fresh air. Too much chaos in the others. I can't keep up. Plus, my comments never go through. It's refreshing to have a conversation and share our opinions. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yesterday on Lauren's channel, there was one participant that was having a really good question that didn't get answered. I think Omar was just glad to be home after a work day or something, and he was just like chilling vibes. Um, but I was trying to help her get her question answered, and no one was hearing us. And they were just like, it just was more infuriating watching it back live, or watching the replay today. I was like cool about it, but like living it, I'm like, you're not seeing her question or my question, like, and it was like stressful. And then we started talking, and I felt like really bad because then it was kind of catty, I guess, of us or something. And I don't mean catty. We were both females, but like I don't mean catty in that sense. But like it was like they're ignoring us or whatever, and we just started talking about that. I don't know. So I do feel bad also because when people have so many people and the chat goes so fast, again, I don't even know how they catch the things that they catch. I think maybe that's like moderators. That's what they're for. I don't know. a bridge to cross. A bridge to cross. I have no idea what moderators do except moderate, like kick people off if they like do bad things. I don't know. But I so appreciate that's how you feel, Maria, because um, and that's why I wanted to recalibrate, because I that's exactly kind of what I felt like. It was just the sensationalism of it and the reactions and the bigness. And I know, like, I appreciate all of these other channels that I watch and that we watch too. We kind of all watch similar, if not all, the same channels, and maybe some others. And I know they all have their own personalities. And I think Donna is the one that I can follow the best because she's not fast and big, but sometimes like she has her pauses that annoy me if I'm like in that kind of mood. And I'm like, not today, not right now, maybe in an hour. I watch the replay. And then, I mean, and people will have, all of you will have that with me too. Sometimes you're just like, I'm not in the mood for Arena. Like, she's just getting on my nerves. But I think like Popcorn Andy was the one, Popcorn Planet Andy was the one where I was like, this is too stimulating. Oh yeah, I remember when Justin's amended lawsuit, or the amendment to the attachment, when that came out, I was trying to watch, and it was just too stimulating for me. And to be completely honest, that's why I started my own live with that or something, because even though it was like so stressful because I felt like I was letting you guys down, or anyone that was in the chat at that time, or watching down, because I wasn't going fast enough or whatever it was. I don't even know. But it was interesting because I also, that's why I got off of watching Andy read the amendment or go through the amendment, because I just, for some reason that day, it was just too much noise. And I think I just went back to it later, or like watched his recap or something. So yeah, I would love to be able to continue being like a balance, you know. Um, I'm working on, like I said, taking up space, not feeling like I have to rush and like I'm letting you guys down or um, frustrating you, making you angry that I'm like, oh, let me take a sip of water. Or like, oh, I don't even know, yesterday, I think, on the reading, I was just like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this and I forgot about that. Hold on, I don't have battery. Hold on, or something. So, yeah. Um, plus my comments never go through. Yeah. And I hope that I can, I literally, this, I was thinking about this in, um, earlier today in the car. I say pointless things, like it matters where I was thinking. But I was thinking about this exact thing of, I hope I can somehow, I know like if I ever do get to like thousands of people at the same time on the chat, right? Because not, it's not always like that. But if I hope that I can still like be able to connect to as many people as possible, especially you guys, the OGs, as people say. Can't believe I said that. But yeah, I know it's difficult. I know the big channels. That's, you know, everything has like wins and losses, pluses and minuses. But I appreciate. I'm really thankful that's how you feel, Maria, because that's, like I said, even with that amended video, like that's exactly why I was like, I need to like have something less stimulating, like literally, you know, like brain stimulation or whatever, noise and all that. And it's funny because my vlogs, that's how they used to be, just like turn on and da 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 da. And by the end of it, I'm like, I haven't taken a breath in like this whole like 40 minutes. Um, I'm getting better. Today, I think is the first time that I'm actually breathing more normally than like holding my breath and like going fast. Um, yeah, Lauren is pretty good too. She's very even keeled. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, she's cool. She's cool. Like, yeah, I don't know. She seems like a kind personality. Not that the other people aren't, you know, but that's like when I think of her, that's what I think for some reason. I don't know. And she was on here, which was like, you're at the top of my fan list now, or like me being fan of, you know, like, but that's what I mean. I feel like she's like, just, yeah, I don't know, just really kind, even though she has like some interesting jokes sometimes. And on her channel, I saw it yesterday. Um, my dog just barked. I just saw like everyone, or I saw her short or something saying that she sent her watchers, her viewers, to Dave's channel to like, you know, put bacon emojis on. I forget how. Oh my gosh, I'm so like not experienced at this. And I was like, I first of all, I would like feel so. I've not gotten there to have that like courage, but also like I don't get it. I don't really get it. Sometimes I feel too old for this. I'm 39. I'm not that old, but sometimes I feel like a grandma. Like I'm not with the times. I'm not with the social times. I'm not with the young kids. But I was thinking like, oh, what would be my emoji? Not bacon. I don't like bacon that much. Don't hate me. I like it, but I don't love it. And mostly because I just think, you know, I just associated with like just bad health stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know what my emoji is. A dolphin? I don't know. I always love dolphins. Um, Not so much lately. Well, I mean, like I don't have a favorite animal now, but dolphin used to be that. I don't know if that's like very me. Um, yeah, me too, me too. Lauren from chat. Yeah, Lauren, oh gosh, darn it. I need to watch one of her videos to make sure that I'm saying her name right. Because the first, I don't know why I kept thinking it's Nady, but I think it's Nagi, right? But yeah, she was on the chat the other day, and she's awesome. She also just reads through the whole thing, and she just takes her time, and then she just reads it, and she has her own ideas and things. But she's cooler, and I think the other part too is that it's cool to think of like having like a daytime, you know how they have the daytime hosts and shows, and then you have the nighttime and late night hosts and late night shows. We're like kind of the late night shows. um okay. Maria, right, I get turned off when other unrelated people are compared to this case. Some people are too conspiratorial. Yeah, I saw this video that I'll share. Where was it? Okay, I need to find it. But I saw this video today just so randomly pop onto my, home screen, YouTube home screen. Also, by the way, how do you guys like this setup? I don't know. I think it's actually so much better. I need to like add just more balance and things, but I think it's like better to be at the desk instead of, it's also better for like my circulation instead of the couch. But yeah, um I'll play this. Maybe I'll play it now and get to things later. I don't know, but for a second I was like, crap, how do I share? Yes, it worked. So this was not the best place to like end this. So I was watching this earlier, and oh my god, why do I keep like getting her? And I was watching this video earlier. I haven't seen through it all. It was live that I was watching it. And to your point, absolutely. I feel like I love that she said, I don't know who she is. Um, I'll find out, when I watch more of her stuff. But I love that she said that, was it? Yeah, that like so many people talking about like, oh, Ryan got jealous and that's why all of this is happening. And I told you guys from the beginning, it's not hitting for me. Like I hear you guys. I remember my friend was so insistent. I'm like, I don't think so. My gut is not connecting to that theory at all. Not that he couldn't have been jealous, but that I still will stand by this. I don't feel from anything, from all the, our gut instinct, our intuition is, well, it depends. I don't want to burst anyone's, well, I'm not bursting anyone's bubble because I'm not, all knowing. um but my belief is more like psychology related, where our gut instinct, our intuition is not something that magical, although I do kind of believe in that a little bit too. But it's I think I need to learn more about Carl Jung's psychology stuff. But I believe that it's really just ingesting all the information that we can ingest about like a case, and then also combined with all the information we've ever ingested so far, that's, giving our gut, our, excuse me, common sense is in that too. That's why, like, yeah, everyone has a common sense, but it's not always that common. It's like common to their part of um the culture, society, world, whatever. So I think just like my gut, my intuition, my processing of that, all the information that I've read and seen so far, and I think because I read, my friend hasn't read the whole lawsuit. I don't think. I'm 99% sure. Like actual word for word, like I did. So after having read all of that, I did. To be fair, I didn't read Blake's at first. Um, I just, nothing felt like that, and it felt. Again, I'm going to. This is offensive. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend, but I'm sure this will offend someone. I'm trying not to, because it's. I'm not trying to mean it in an offensive way, but it sounded to me like, you know, the cliche women that read the romance novels. What was that guy? Fabio, right? Does anyone know Fabio? About Fabio? That guy. Yeah, those kind of books. And 50 Shades of Grey. I would hear women talk about that, and it was just like, oh, just so objectifying, and like, cool, whatever. I kind of envy them because I can't connect to that. And yeah, but anyways, I that's what it felt like. It felt like a theory based on what people usually ingest. The people that were saying those things probably ingest some sort of something like that. They don't have to all be women or all have, read these like romance novels or like whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's that kind of theory, like everything has to be. And I also quickly came to the mindset of like, wait, but that's also like insulting to her as a woman. Let us talk about like feminist and feminism and all that, and like women being equal, or like, yeah, equal, not being less of a human or whatever, um because that's also so insulting to her, to Blake, as far as like, oh, he's the mastermind, Ryan Reynolds is the mastermind, and it was only because she had a crush, because she's so, talk about hormonal, that's like that's where those ideas are rooted in, these ideas of what that women only are like ran by their hormones and attraction, and also that people are just like these um, I don't know, these people, these humans that are just about like, can I say schmecks? I'll say schmecks. And schmexual stuff. um, and everything's like driven by that, and men the same thing, like everything's like driven by that. And after watching The Apprentice, it's interesting because based on that movie, some people are not at all interested or driven by that. Like, in the movie, at least the character of Donald Trump in the movie is like the only driving force and living force. The only thing that he lives for is, I think he said deals, but like, it's not even power. But yeah, just like acquiring power and safety. I mean, it's safety at the end of the day. And I had this like theory before I watched this movie like years ago. I'm like, people who, I feel like he's really um unfulfilled. Like, I don't even know. Like, it just felt like I could see the inner child in him, that people who want so much power and destroy so much just to have that power. It's like they're just craving the safety they didn't get. They were always criticized and less than, and sometimes people can take that in a positive direction and constructive direction, and sometimes people can take that in a destructive direction. And but anyways, um I um I deviate. Did I deviate? I don't know. I just kind of started branches. But she says, this lady says that too. Like, I don't think it's about that. I really don't think it's about that. Even though he might have been jealous, it's not about that. The one thing that is interesting, and I don't necessarily exactly agree with her, I kind of do, because she's saying like, this is really Ryan's playbook. You come in humble with it, with a project, like you take less money than you're worth or whatever. Like, I'm doing this project a favor by coming in, and then you, like, she says, like, push original lead out and put your people in place. Like, yeah, you obviously, like, he really pushed the director out, so like he did that. With her, she didn't push the director out, she kind of went around that. um which I wonder if, like, it probably was because um Justin was impossible to be pushed out of this project, because I think it was that meaningful to him. um but she could maybe kind of try it. I don't know. We didn't see her try though. We just saw her like leverage the stuff. And I think I talked about it yesterday. Like, of course, and Dr. Kawood also talks about, like, of course she didn't reveal like all her cards. Like, you don't do that. Literally, it's in this movie that, someone that's trying to win you over or like get their way is not going to be stupid about that. I mean, you can say whatever about like people eventually get caught, they're not that, smart, but like they're smart enough to not be like, hey, I want to manipulate you, so yeah. Anyways, but so this woman, I don't even know her name. Where is my, oh shoot, I lost my cursor. What is her, name? Ashley Brianna Eve. Yes. She's saying that this is like really Ryan's, and I need to get back to the chat, but yeah, this is like really Ryan's playbook that um I agree with her as far as like I also think they're a couple. I think they aren't at odds with each other. I don't think he's um controlling her or anything like that, overpowering her or whatever, and she's just this victim. And I think they, as she says, I believe that they work together on everything, and they build off of each other. That's why I was saying like they're like an echo chamber. If only one of them was this way, they would grow out of it. They would like seek help or understand that they need different kind of help or like different kind of growth. But this way they're like together, locked in, and they're just like, what's that word, when they're like pumping each other up for it, like they're each other's cheerleaders. They, in a bad way, and they don't see that they're kind of self-destructing. If this won't destruct them, they will eventually self-destruct, because it's kind of like the sun, I think, like eventually it it just kind of blows up into a supernova or whatever. Like every yeah, you can be too big for you. For your, was it birches? I don't even know what those are actually. But anyways, what I feel like, I think it's still a lot more her than Ryan coming in like, oh, here's what you do. I really think that this was her mind, because of the interviews that we've seen so far, especially that Forbes interview. I don't think, like, he might give her the courage to be more of this side of herself, but also I don't think she needed it. Like, she was this way before him. So yeah, but anyways, so you push the as much of the leadership out, as much of whatever out, and then you bring your own people in, and then you isolate the people you couldn't get rid of. I love how she put it that frankly. And then you monetize the profitable franchise. She was saying later, like, like, is it here? Ryan, like, made more money in the end by saying, "Oh yeah, I'll take a cut and I'll give, more to the writers and all these people." But then it was all like a plan, because I know I'll make more money in the end. And then it's kind of like a win-win kind of, except for the people that are pushed out and stuff. Anyways, so yeah, sorry, back to the chat. I also kind of, okay, now it's full screen. Um, yeah. So yeah, P. That's where I left off. I feel like I did that too, though, right? I I'm like, oh, are these people related? Is this like related? I don't know if that's what you mean too, but I think it's quite simple, right? I think, like they say, the truth is always like the most simple thing. Um, I think I really love this theory that she, and also like as a couple, as a married couple too, as a married unit, but like I think she saw this as her Deadpool, like, oh, this is my opportunity to have my own franchise. and it fits with her ideas because she says she's a hopeless romantic, or she's like all about romance and love and romantic stories, which is what she turned this movie into as much as she could. And that's what she wanted. She thought, like, this is, that's what she saw in it. She wanted to extract that and leave out the DV stuff. The only problem with that, if this was a lesser known book and didn't have the following, maybe she could have done that because people wouldn't have come to be fans of this book and this story because of the hard parts of that story. And so she could have like gotten away with all of it in so many different ways, and it could have been her franchise. But that's what she wants. I think that's her. Just like Ryan is very Deadpool, she's absolutely this flowery lover kind of thing. Um, Even though like she's, you know, businesswoman and she's cunning and all the stuff that we're seeing that is not so nice, but I think that's how she sees herself, and that's what she sees her brand be, like flowers and pretty outfits. I will say that I think the outfits weren't a bad choice necessarily. Don't hate me. I will also say that whoever decided, oh yes, let's get on this bandwagon and make these like, you know, two jeans in one kind of look. I don't know if you guys saw that. Someone like on TikTok, I think, was like, "Are you kidding me? This had to be from It Ends With Us, like inspired by it, Forever 21 or whatever." Um, yeah, no, but I think it was a choice, and it was an interesting choice. I don't think it's people like just trashed her choices. Like it was so ugly. I mean there were some outfits that were ugly, but I think there are some outfits that were different, but they had their own place in a particular character. And I even think like as a florist, like this like bohemian, this is what I think she was going for, is like this bohemian artistic person. Um I don't know. And style is like relative. So I'll give that to her. I don't think it was the appropriate costume choice for this and all that stuff. So that's one now. How did I get on this topic? I don't even know. From your from your like message on the chat. Um yeah. You agree with Maria. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Um Oop, it skipped forward. I'm reading backwards again. Am I? I forget that I should do that. I forget. I just. I think my brain is like it just feels too mush to like trust myself on that. Um, yeah, thank you. I forgot Lauren's channel name. I changed it. I don't think that. I don't even remember what it was. I just would see. I think it was just her name, and now it's the. Gosh, what is it? Just me that doesn't know this. That's a grandma right now, or is it for real? Or what am I? What nonsense came out of my mouth? Is it just me being a grandma, or is it possible to get like your top, the people that you want to see their channels at the top of, you know, like MySpace had like your top 5 friends. That's what I want for YouTube. Because yeah, I want to have my people that I go to daily to like be right there and easy. The Court of Random Opinion is her channel name. Let me like, you'll see my history in a second. Hold on. Here we go. Huh. What is going? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I think she changed this. But yeah, this is her channel over here, Court of Random Opinion. And I guess like that's her actual channel. I'll put it in the chat too. No, you didn't, P. I'm gonna get to your message in a second. But before that, okay. Maria, everything good except when you're mute. I caught myself yesterday because I think it was just P on here, and P, you didn't let me know that that my mic died. So I caught myself. Now I have, if I'm going to use OBS, she mentioned this other streaming thing, and maybe I'll try that too. But for now, like, I'm gonna just be okay with this baby step, this toddler step. And it shows me like my mic going, because when I just used YouTube, it didn't. It had like one little dot, and it was so easily missed. But this, I could see like you know, when you're seeing audio like going more or less. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, like I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I love that. It's okay, P. Thank you. I love the setup. Hearts and good. So this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will have to challenge you on this, P. Dolphins are not overhyped. Dolphins are not overhyped. Don't break my heart. I know I said that, I don't have a like current favorite animal, but they used to be my favorite animal for like most of my life, and they're just so crazy. And I feel like they are so happy, just full of like just positive energy, and like I don't know. And I watched Sequest. Has anyone watched Sequest? If you have, new best friends, because no, I feel like it was an old show, and also no one seems to have watched it. I don't know why, because it was amazing. But they had a dolphin, and it was like they had like a translator, and so they could communicate with the dolphin, and the dolphin had like a voice, like would say words, AI basically. And I don't know if it was that. Yeah, it got weird. Okay, like every last season of every show, it gets really weird. They introduced aliens, and I was like, what are we doing? But basically, that dolphins are aliens. I think that was the sentiment, and how people say octopus too, octopi, octopuses, whatever. They're aliens. I believe that, but I also believe, I'll say the one thing about Scientology that was like, oh, interesting, because I already had thought that before, is that I don't know if this is really what they say, but that like we were brought through asteroid or whatever. I do believe in evolution, and so I believe that like whatever was brought to this planet through an asteroid, and it just like blew up. I don't know. For me, it's like hard to imagine like something just came out of nowhere, but I guess the whole universe did. I don't know. It's like it's one of those things that just like you go down that route, and then things contradict themselves if you're like religious. That like it's like, yeah. But I don't know if dolphins. I'll keep them as my favorite, but don't insult the dolphins. Not on my channel. That's the one thing that should be one of the rules. That's my first rule for this channel. Don't insult dolphins. um, yeah, I cannot wait to like that's like not a bucket list, because I want to do that more than just one time, but to properly swim with the dolphins. I've done that in Florida when I was really young, as far as like going into the water and just they were there, but I couldn't see them. And I saw the first one, it was like bigger than I expected, and I just like screamed. Um, I went to visit my friend in California a long time ago, and then I took myself to SeaWorld, which, not the best place, considering all the animal stuff. But that was my one opportunity, I guess, to go like actually interact with a dolphin. Overrated, overpriced. But I've seen like in Bahamas, they have like the Atlantis, I think in Bahamas, they have the different like interactions with dolphins, and you can like really do some cool things. Um I don't know. And I'm gonna, reveal a secret to you guys. It's a very stupid secret, but um I I think because of Sequest, my dream home scenario would be like, I forget what his name is. He was like my dad in the Captain Bridger. Yeah, he was my dad in my fan fiction of Sequest, and my fan fictions were PG, maybe PG-13 because there were maybe some kisses or something. I don't think there were kisses. I think it was like, okay, now she's with this person. Anyways, but yeah, I won his house. I don't want Florida. I don't like Florida that much. Maybe because of all the political implications of it, but I like somehow being by the ocean, like have a house in like a lagoon or something where I can have my own dolphin or dolphin family, dolphin pod, come visit anytime, all that stuff. Like kind of like cats, except at the end of the night they actually go home instead of it's like the opposite of cats. I just want I just want dolphins. I want pet dolphins. Um, but yeah, maybe you revived my love for dolphins, Pete. Um, like reverse psychology. I think she was jealous about the control he had and she wanted it. Um, yeah, I don't know that people have phrased it that way, and I didn't even think about that. That's um, that's a good point, Maria Rodriguez. That's a good point. Because people say that, oh, he doesn't like his women to be powerful, like, and more successful. Look at Scarlett Johansson and blah, blah. And I think Scarlett is the only one, because Alanis Morissette, wasn't she already, like, pretty powerful when they got together? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But, um, yeah, whether or not he likes it, maybe that's another conversation. But what she liked, yeah, because um, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Fabio, a blast from the past. Yeah. Yeah, I've never read those. I was too young by the time those weren't out of style. I know there's like other ones out there. Monday's going to be crazy if the judge agrees or not to the protective order. Oh, is that Monday? I actually listened to Lauren and I pulled up the oh, I was on this. Okay. Kind of got lost. So I don't know. Yeah, I pulled this up and I saw there's some things that I don't have available to me. Um, but I did find this interesting because I listened to Lauren and I turned on my notifications is what I meant to say. God, I remember to finish that sentence. And I kept getting like new. So I like that. I don't know. I got like a little petty sense of joy reading this that Blake Lively's attorney got a notice to like redo 88. Was it 88? Um, a refile document in 88 request for issuance of summons. The filing is deficient for the following reasons. The wrong fillers were selected for the request for issuance of summons. Refile the document using the event type request for issuance of summons. Is this saying what I think it's saying? Found under the event list service of process, select the correct filer, I think, or filers, and attach the correct summons form. Is this what I think it's saying? I think it's saying that her lawyers are completely incompetent. Like, they literally, like, when they went to file, they, like, pretend like this was, something. They chose the wrong drop down thing. Is that's what right? Let me know if that's what you're getting from this. I'm curious what other people will say about this. If anyone, no one covered that I saw. Excuse me, everyone's talking about the motion, the protective order. What else is new here? Notice to attorney regarding deficient request. Oh, that was the same thing. Request for issuance of summons. So I'm guessing this is what they refiled. Do we have 88? No, it's Brian Pacer. I wonder what it is because it's like with Judd Wallace. Order. Any response to the motion for a protective order? shall be submitted by February 25th. Yeah. Oh, so that's, where is that? Wow. Why don't I have? I need a calendar there. So that's what you're saying. Um, Wait, that's on Monday. That's like Tuesday. So the judge wants wants to like is not deciding until they say that. Let me finish the chat here, and then I'll click onto the protective order and the documents and things. Um, she leaked them in the document her lawyers put. That why you're confused when reading chat. I'm confused again. What did she leak? Oh, because I'm reading it back. Oh, okay. Because I'm reading it from top down from like earlier. Okay. Because for me, I thought it was like, well, it doesn't make sense for me to read the last message first and then go backwards. But I guess it does make more sense because I at least will remember what I said. um, this keyboard is so small. Oh, put them. Yeah. Okay. Um, so small you're going to think I can't spell. Yeah. Are you on like mobile? I hate mobile keyboards or like iPad. If I don't am I millennial? Is Are we like as millennials, is that like you're old now? Because I am feeling very old. I used to be so much into technology and now I'm like, how do I do this? I Any website, any email, all that stuff I need to do on like an actual, at least a laptop. Actually just a laptop. I haven't had a desktop in just at work. But yeah, yeah. So I won't think that you can't spell. The only thing, I don't think that anyways, but the only thing is like I feel bad. I like, should I pretend that I understand? Not in your case, but sometimes I'm like, I don't understand anything and I feel so bad to say that I don't understand. Like, if anything, I think like my brain is not working properly, or Maria, dolphins are the closest to humans brain wise. Yeah, they say. You what animal was recently that I saw? I am such an old person because that's what old people say. Like, what did I see on the news yesterday? um, oh, cockatoos. Have you seen cockatoos? Cockatoos. I think, talk about aliens. I think there's something going there. I think that's like, instead of Planet of the Apes, I think it's like Planet of the Cockatoos is a lot more likely. I saw like in Australia how much trouble they had at one point. It was like a news documentary or whatever on YouTube that I saw. Like they bite kangaroos' tails so they get away from the food, or just because cockatoos are crazy, crazy and super intelligent. I'm like, yeah. So dolphin, and also they can move around more like here. Dolphins might be for the waters, but yeah, I remember they were saying that dolphins were like a 6-year old level, but probably that's just because we don't understand so much. I don't know how that's like progressed. Marine biologist is something that I kind of dabbled for a second in thinking to be. That's a weird phrase. Um, no, hurricanes here are scary, especially near water. Oh, yeah, that's the other part. Yeah, I think that's like more of a reason why I wouldn't want to be in Florida than political stuff, because you can coexist anywhere so far. But yeah, yeah, I'll take that, Maria. Like, yeah, no, I'm good. But then you have like California with like not hurricanes, with earthquakes and the tsunamis possible, and from that, and wildfires in like the southern parts, and then I know Texas is like super humid, all of those regions, because that's the other part I don't like Florida for, the humidity. I remember stepping into New York the first time ever when I came from Romania, and I remember I was like, I'm going to die. Like literally thinking like I can't breathe. it was like in the middle of the summer and it was so humid. And in Romania, we don't have humidity, or we didn't at that time. I don't know now what it is with climate change, but, and I felt like I was terrified that I couldn't survive. And my family picked me up and they were like, okay. Like, I can't breathe, guys. Like, I don't remember. I wasn't that happy about it, but I don't remember. I just remember like they didn't seem to be phased by it, or like, yeah, yeah, you'll be fine. And I was like, I don't think I will be. I really don't think I'll be fine. I don't think I'll be able to breathe again ever. And then Ohio is also humid, or used to be, and now I don't notice it. My mom ironically notices it now, the humidity. And we were, anyone know Il Divo? We were in Florida for an Il Divo for two of their concerts. Like, they had back to back, and we attended two, the both of them. And we were in Boca Raton, and one night I remember it was like, obviously not 100% humidity because that's like water, underwater, but like it was something like that. And or like 100% on the scale that they use or something. And I was like, they were like sweating, singing, and I was like, how can you even sing? I can't, again, like I can't even breathe. It was crazy. So humidity, hurricanes, yeah. Florida, I don't think is for me. Angel, sorry. Good for a vacation. I love the nice weather. Yeah, yeah, I like vacationing in Florida. The 24th. The 25th is, the 24th is Monday, and so the 25th is Tuesday. And they were saying, yeah, I think that's what we're talking about. These lawyers are children. Yeah, the witnesses. I mean, seriously. Seriously. They're just, I don't understand. And I wonder if we're being too harsh because it is like high stress environment. But I remember, you know, Baldoni's side, Wayfair's side, whoever is filing those, writing those, or like proofreading them, or whatever is happening over there, I know they had one typo so far. Or was it two? Like in 300 pages or more, you know? So I don't understand. And this, it the other part is they might not be incompetent, but they're being so stressed by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds that, like when you're like, there's the meme or just video or whatever of someone making eggs, like frying eggs, and then they're doing it fine, and then someone's like watching them, and then suddenly they're like, they can't break the egg, they get the egg next to the pan instead of in the pan. It might be something like that too, you know. But either way, it's not looking good. But, and if that's the case, they are like nightmares to be around. I'm like getting just that anxiety or fear, like of people that are just these tyrants and like micromanagers and just yelling at you. I don't know if that's like them, but that's the image I just got. That they're just like so intimidating, these lawyers of theirs. Um, the witness, yes, mobile. I'm 54 years old. Yeah, you're. Excuse me. You're braver than me. Like Zoom meetings. I refuse to go on a Zoom meeting on my iPad, even though that's so much easier, because I like get anxiety just thinking about having to use the keyboard and the chat that way. So that's amazing, Maria. Is that why I think I hear voices on my land? I'm sorry, guys. Why? Why? Dolphins? Aliens? What was I saying? At least I'm like caught up almost. But I'm this one I can't just like pretend that I understood, which I've never pretended that I understood. But this one I'm like curious about. Wait, um what is the voices on your land? And then P, I'm a New Yorker and summers are brutal. Yeah. And I saw that the winds now are also brutal. I do know that I was in November. I was on a like a longer layover in New York City, and it was like Chicago. No one talks about that. I was like in the Upper West Side, and no one was on the street. It was in the middle of like, I don't know, weekday. No one was on the streets walking. I was just like super enthusiastic. I was coming from London. I went, tried to do this like master's in film directing, and that failed. I was coming back. I was like, I just need my New York. And so I went out. I'm like, what was I thinking? This is not my New York. So, yeah. I mean, it would have been if I had dressed properly, probably, and was prepared, but I was not prepared for that. Um, yeah. Oh, wait, I missed that. My son told me crows can actually speak. Oh, wow. How did my eyes skip that? Um, I believe that too. I know crows were kind of the debunkers of like, oh, you have a bird brain or whatever the insult was back then, because they're really intelligent and they're huge. Like the actual crows like are huge. Crows and ravens, I think one's bigger than the other, but still they're both huge. I can believe that. Like huskies. Huskies can speak too. But yeah, now I get it, Maria Rodriguez. Now I get that. Yeah. And they remember you forever, I think, crows. And they like, if they like you, you're good. If they don't like you, they also remember that. um yeah, I've seen some nice crows befriending children for some reason on, well, on Instagram, because I didn't have TikTok until recently. um Blake's team leaked the witnesses in their final. Oh, I did see that. I heard that. Really? Wait, I didn't do my homework as far as this. Um, was it that though? Because I didn't see when Lauren was reading. It didn't. I didn't see names or anything. It was just that, oh, like we got death threats or whatever.
Names involved are too big to ignore.
I didn't even hear that.
Blake Lively is locked in a legal battle that's growing more controversial by the day. At the heart of it all, a film, accusations of a toxic work at once. Isabella Ferrer, on the other hand, is a fresh face in Hollywood. At just 23 during filming, she played a younger version.
These victim witnesses have given Miss Lively permission to share their communications as they are laid out, and they will testify and produce documents.
Of Lively's character in It Ends With Us. Neither actress has commented publicly yet, but the implications of their names being released are staggering.
Wait, where were they released though? I just heard that, but I didn't see any actual evidence of that. Let me finish. Like, they did it, it's obvious, Maria, where did they get their education? Summers are brutal and rents are insane. Yeah. Rent is. But Cleveland, Ohio is not that much lesser. I mean, it is lesser in rent, but it's not that much for, cost of living here or whatever. Maria said crows can speak. I hear voices in my land when I go gardening outside. Is that real though? Like, do you actually? I've not. Maybe I should look that up too. Yeah, she said the young Lily actress. Was it on a YouTube that you saw this, on a YouTube channel or on a article? Or in the protective order thing? Let me pull that up. Let me see though. Let me see if I can find a crow speaking though.
You want donuts? Donuts?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Where's Walter?
Oh.
You don't know?
No way.
Oh no.
No.
Say Walter. Walter. Where's Walter? I want a donut. You want donuts?
That is so crazy. I mean, I have parakeets, so I know birds can do that. I've obviously seen that. My parakeet hasn't. She just imitates sound because I baby talk to her. But I don't know why that like shocks me. That is crazy. I learned something new. I appreciate that fact. I appreciate that fun fact. Wow. Wow. All right. So I think it's interesting because I think this is what she was reading, Lauren was reading, and this is the protective order. I think that's different, right? And my understanding from the chat yesterday on Lauren's channel was that they agreed to there should be some protection or whatever, but they didn't agree to like the extent of it. Which I don't know where that is, but okay. So, judge. Whereas all of the parties to this action request, whereas, isn't that like, wait, does that make sense? Request that this court issue a protective order pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 26. I love how I'm reading that, like, yeah, I totally know what that means. To protect, or what that, rule is. To protect the confidentiality of certain non-public and confidential material that will be exchanged pursuant to and during the course of discovery in this case. Whereas the parties through counsel, that word is throwing me off because I'm hearing it as something else. The parties through counsel agree to the following terms. The parties acknowledge that this protective order does not confer blanket protections on all disclosures or responses to discovery, and that the protection it affords only extends to the limited information or items that are entitled under the applicable legal principles to confidential treatment. This is really interesting, though, that this is the second thing technically, but really the first thing that they agree on. The first thing being that they both parties agreed no mediation or not yet, and then they joined to this together. That's pretty impressive. Okay. Donna from the file from her lawyers. Yeah, she said okay. The Hollywood Reporter article was interesting. Who was talking about that? That was I think it was Andy, Popcorn Planet, that covered that article or some of it, and I kind of agree with him, his thoughts on that it was pretty fair, or like a pretty interesting, because that was the other part, is like this theory of was it just a cultural difference being like Baha'i, and maybe like that was too uncomfortable for Blake and blah blah. Because absolutely, I don't think Blake is. If she's religious, she's not religious, if that makes sense. Like, I think she's very money, power, thinking about like what I am probably giving to my children, etc. Like, very, I think people call that pragmatic. I don't know if that's like the best word, but not about spirituality and about the greater, human need or whatever. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. My screen is like weird too. Didn't catch that. Oh, I can't fix it. Okay. Well, there we go. Hold on. Something like that. Something like that. Yes, it's expensive. Yeah. I'm New York. Yeah. Blake's amended files. It was in one of those pages that mentions the witness. Yeah. Yeah, she reveals enough for us to surmise who the other women are. Yes, P, that's what I meant. It was obvious when she was talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But she wants to, protect them. Okay. It bothered me yesterday, even though I was so tired watching Lauren's feed, and we didn't get to this. She didn't. Yeah, she read the other one, so I'll read this one. But watching it, one, I didn't really understand anything. Like my brain was like not functioning anymore at that time. But what I did understand was just so scary. Not scary, but there was some sort of fear involved, that she's trying to keep this so under wraps and so quiet, so sealed. Obviously, so she doesn't look bad, so we believe her if we don't see the evidence. And I said in the chat, if she manages to get a protective order and for us to not see her deposition, as she's probably going to try to, because the lawyers on Jersey Flaws video were saying that it will be video in public, and if they were her lawyers, they would do anything to settle before that happens, because there's absolutely no way that she'll look good. She'll just incriminate herself more. Um, and honestly, I don't think they were even talking about the public at that point. I think it's even to anyone who sees that. But what was I saying? um, gosh darn it, what was I saying? Just a complete blank. Anyone? Willing to help me out? I was on the chat. I was thinking about the protective order. Okay, got it. If she actually gets the protective order, the sealing, whatever, if she gets to hide like everything, let's say like all out, she'll have everything sealed. Like we won't be able to see any notes on the trial or courtroom or like these letters, like nothing. I don't think that's possible for this case because she's not in witness protection. That's my take. I'm like, what are we talking about? But if, let's say, that happens to the public, that's going to be an automatic, like, we will not believe anything else from her ever again. Like, I feel like that's what would happen. I think she's talk about a rock and a hard place because she can't win at this point. The only way she can win, which she kind of, I think, knows, is if she provides other people, other witnesses, that they testify about things. Oh man, I feel bad for Isabella Ferrer, especially like Jenny Slade. I don't know. There's like things that people say about her that's not that great, but also she's older and she's had somewhat of a career already. But Isabella was literally her first movie. I think we all would forgive her. The only part that I would worry about Isabella is like the um if she's like shunned on like a blacklist in Hollywood because of it. That's the only thing I think that would hurt her, because I think we all can understand she is really young, and I hate to say the word impressionable, not necessarily her age, which also kind of plays a part in it, but also because she's new to Hollywood. And yes, like she has a life outside of that, and she can, have like a spine and all that, but like I think it is true that if someone wants to manipulate you, they will, and you won't know it until much later on. Unless like you're really on it or you have a really strong support system. But I feel for her, so I don't hold anything against her. But also to lie under oath is like illegal. So I don't know consequences of that. That's not great. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Justin has also been threatened to, I'm sure, although I think they think no, because so many of us, most of the internet is on his side, so that he couldn't be. I honestly also feel like was he? Because like, yeah, so many people are on his side, but I'm sure he has, especially before his lawsuit came out, which was a while. Um, yeah, she's stealing stuff to pretend she has more than what she has. Yeah, that too. Lawyer said the judge won't agree with the protective order, I think. Um, yeah, based on the other part, the other time that they were talking, he didn't seem like he's like, yeah, I don't think this is like, yeah, that's fair as far as like talking to the press, be mindful of that. But other than that, but also he said like, if you don't do that, if you don't, be careful in the press, I'll just speed up the trial and the court date. So it wasn't like, okay, I'll grant this protective order. So it's going to be interesting, but it's especially interesting because they both filed for this though. So that's like the interesting part. So I'll get to this. um Hollywood Reporter is trying to reduce it to cultural differences, misunderstandings, when in fact it's primarily them taking over the movie. Yeah. But I also think that probably played a role too, and it could have played a role into the other people's, or like some other of the other people's, um why they felt uncomfortable, because it was like different. And then if Blake saw that weakness, like, oh, this is not usual for people, I'm going to make this seem like sinister or bad, and just like feed them like, you don't want to be hugged, right? You, don't let him or her or whoever like invade your space like that. It's your personal space. So that's why I feel like there is potentially something to that she could have used that. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear that she wanted this to be her franchise. I don't know. That's the theory I'm subscribing to. But I think there's like some of that too, because um I also think for someone that's so driven to control, she doesn't understand. I keep saying I don't think she went to therapy. If she did, she's not going to actual therapy. Or maybe she's like controlling the therapy sessions too, telling the therapist what it actually means. Um, and I've been there too, but to like a tiny percent. Because why would I go to a therapist if I feel that way? But yeah, I don't know. I forget what I was saying. It's crazy she went public first. Yeah. Creepy. I think the judge will deny it. Remember, Amber requested the same and it was denied. Yeah, people were saying that in the chat. One of the chats. I think Donna's chat today. That Amber did the same thing. And they say, like, these are normal. And I can imagine, it's kind of like that thing of, like, well, you never know it unless you try. That's how I'm seeing this. But it is also scary to get these and read these like, oh no, what if this happens? The other part that I was going to mention today was that um, I have a new added theory to why this is so important and why we're so attached to this. And not for everyone, but I think for some of us at least. I think this is, and this is definitely colored from watching The Apprentice yesterday, but I think this is kind of a more graspable issue than the craziness politics is. And something that feels a lot safer to talk about, a lot safer to argue about, also because a lot of us are in the same boat and because we have someone to root for. Whereas in politics, I might as well say that I voted for Kamala. I don't know if she was the best or whatever, but I definitely felt re energized when she spoke the first time that she was introduced or whatever. She introduced herself. And I don't know if she was the right person. And I think that I think that Democrats need to kind of learn a message about messaging and about like stop being, polished. And I think it caught to her because I think she's a lot more like candid, and she was trying to fit into that mold of being polished, and it made her look, I don't know because I don't know her anyways, but it could have been that way and made her look like drunk or whatever I saw the other day. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm a Kamala fan. I'm just saying that that felt like, oh, there's hope and there's like a little bit of safety to speak out and feeling that re-energized, like, going and like protesting or supporting or something, that Biden didn't have because he was, I mean, to a big degree because he was so old, even though I guess Trump is older than him. I don't know, but he looks younger, but they're both old. Um, but that's the thing. Like, I don't feel safe talking about politics. I mean, like, actually, because coming from a country that had a dictatorship and stuff, like, I've been imbued with that like fear of like actual stuff happening to you if you speak out. And so even though I was so tiny, but I hear so much of stuff. So it's like that idea, like, don't say anything, don't say anything. And before Trump, I would say about a bunch of stuff because it's like, yeah, it's my opinion, whatever. And now, like, the world is scary, and not just because of him. I'm not in the least because of him. All around the world, there's like a lot more, like, that kind of system where it's just fear based or fear inducing. Um, Anyways, and then you come to Blake and Justin, two Hollywood people, but still could be divisive. And I say the relationship because, again, I was watching. If you haven't watched The Apprentice, watch The Apprentice. Um, with Sebastian Stan, Romanian, yay. But no, he's, if you didn't watch my previous video earlier, like, he's amazing. He transformed himself into Trump in a way that was not a caricature, but just like so spot on, and it was just amazing to watch that. And also the movie is amazing, and I think for me at least, it took me out of like what the reality is right now, um and just watched it for what it is. But I think that's like what kind of it got to me, because I was like, there's a lot of similarities with Blake in this, and there's a lot of similarities with the whole movie, with this whole lawsuit. Like, in some ways I even see Roy Con whatever in this, because I don't want to spoil it. I'm not gonna, because I feel that's a spoiler. But like, his belief system was interesting. The twist that I feel like it was at the end. No, not at the end. It was like middle of the road or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like people are latching onto this partially, or like maybe a few of us, because of this too. Like, we can, when we feel like we are able to do something about it, and if we can't, to be honest, if Blake wins, it's not going to really affect our lives. It's not going to increase our taxes or decrease our taxes, or have healthcare or not have healthcare, or whatever, like, the real stuff that is up in the air, that I don't, because I don't also follow politics. But I think a lot of us are in that boat where it's like, it's overwhelming, and I don't feel like there's any solution, and there's no one to grasp onto, like a Justin in this case, that's like, oh, I believe in him or her. I feel like, you know, they're like genuine and honest and direct, and like, you just believe that they're good and they're going to do good. And it's so weird because at the end of the day, politics is about people. I saw this one comedian talk about like, for people who, what was it? I think I might have sent it to myself because it's worth, like, well, I don't know, it's probably not worth watching, but basically saying like, you're not into this thing called politics because you're not like a woman or a child or a young person or an old person, or this or that. Basically, by the end of it is like, who did I leave out, because even men are affected, like, so yeah, but it's just so much. And it's, if you make the wrong move, if you support the wrong person, it can be so consequential. And then these people, but it's so close. Like, if you watch The Apprentice, I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's not that close, but it's like close enough to be like, oof. So yeah. And I said like, it's like, this is a bite-sized, lesser consequence type of thing. Yeah. I don't know if this is the right word, but I said that it's a proxy for how we feel and what we'd say for our political landscape, minus having someone to root for. It's like what we're saying through supporting this lawsuit or through our opinions through this lawsuit, maybe consciously or unconsciously. And not everyone, I'm not saying this is fact, I'm saying this is a theory that I had pop into my head, is probably like a proxy for what we want to say about the political stuff. Um, People wanted Project 2025. That who named it that? That is just sci-fi creepy. Um, and I understand it's not far from that sentiment too, but like I don't know. Um, okay, so Isabella's names were in the amendment. The article needed, or were in, okay, Blake's amendment files. It was one of those pages that mentions the witnesses. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. It's trying to reduce it to cultural differences. I got what you're saying. Lawyers said the judge won't agree with the protective order. Man, I wish you could like check off like I read that, but yeah. um, she'll be blacklisted either way. Look at Reed Morena, the director from the rhythm section. Oh, I don't know about that. What has she worked in since? Uh, was that a movie? The rhythm section? Is it Reed? Read more. Read more. No, wait. That's not it. Wait. Uh, can't spell. Why am I like so going on tangents tonight? Okay. Anyways, um, wait. It's like all over the place. Where was I? Okay. Yeah, I covered that too. Oh yeah, the Todd Black video. Did you guys see it in my section? I'll play it. Um, but yeah, I do, and yes, I can see him granting that. Limon is probably Lyman Limon is probably annoyed at their shenanigans. GB has been quiet, which is good. I think he's also unable to speak up because of that not protective order, that gag order, right? That they issued before they issued him with like, hey, here's the gag order, so you don't speak about this like big article we have tomorrow coming out. And then that's what I was like thinking when I was reading I was like, I think this judge is hating his whoever assigned this to him. He's hating his life. People wanted Project 2025, so here we are. I disagree. They couldn't have been any clearer at what's at stake. All right. People are protesting movies now, so there's that. Well, we are heading there. Hard head soft behind. I haven't heard of that phrase, but I think that's a good one. I've not heard of that. That's like interesting. They're all laughing. Yeah. Um, do you mean they couldn't have been any clearer at what's at stake as far as like the political talk stuff? Um, I would say yes and no. I actually was like I think I shared like on my Instagram story this video of I don't know if it's fake or not, but I thought it proved the point that is a good point to be proven right now or talked about, which is yeah, like you voted for this, and I'm like no, we didn't. We voted for this other stuff, but they're like, but you knew this was going to happen, and people I think just were blinded. And I think again, I don't think we had and we have anyone to believe in and to really move us and support us. And maybe Kamala would have been that person if she had the whole year or whatever to like speak to us about it. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think that everyone's clear at what's at stake. I mean, I think especially for and this is so my like immigrant ignorance maybe, but like I think Americans don't understand that constitution, free will, or like these freedoms, the amendments, talk about amendments, all of these things can be taken away. It might be incredibly hard and all that stuff, but nothing is impossible. And even without that being taken away, war can still happen. You know, there's just so many variables that could go wrong. But I also feel like there's just, it's just a mess. And honestly, the whole world is a mess. And it's just a mess. It's a mess. I don't know. It's scary. It definitely is a proxy. Yeah. The rhythm section is a movie Blake starred in. She took over the movie. I mean, it bombed so hard. I never even heard of it. I hate when you go to one thing and it just keeps like going there. Blake Lively should be like the one that should pop up. I've not, like, I remember going through her. Oh my gosh, I didn't even. It bombed so hard, I guess. Yeah, it's only a 5.4 stars. She looks interesting. She looks like a real actress. I hate to say that. That's like, it's getting to that petty hour. No, JB, not under a gag order. But they issued one, or they wanted to issue one. For real, P, that's crazy. So it's a pattern. Oh my gosh, she's a serial controller. Serial controller. Yeah, serial movie controller. Is that Jude Law?
What's the hard part?
Living with it. You're gonna have to do something.
I've never even heard of this movie.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna lie, I want to watch it.
I'm gonna do this my way.
A lot of people.
We have our soundbite. I'm gonna do this my way. Truer words.
People think that you're dead.
Oh,
I get that a lot.
wait, talk about intimacy
Think that you're
coordination
dead.
over here.
I get that a lot.
I feel like that's intimacy coordination. Like, why didn't she like sue this guy?
Think of your heart as the drums. Your breathing as the bass.
The rhythm section.
When are you gonna teach me to fight?
It would take too long.
How long?
Your menopause will
It
be a
is
distant
too long.
memory. That's a good start.
Well, the trailer is really long on here, but the trailer is good. But so it was for It Ends With Us. But now I'm definitely curious about this. Wait, why is Jude Law not in the top cast? Because he's a big name, and so is that other guy that I hate that I don't remember. Are you kidding me? Wait, Jude Law is all the way over here, and all of these people that I don't even know are up. These people don't even have a video, an image. Sterling K. Brown, love him. I have not finished the last. I think I'm at the last episode. What was that show? This Is Us. Yeah, I think I just have the last episode. I was like, I can't do it. I can't. And I didn't even want to watch that to begin with. But they're big names, and especially, I mean, Jude Law is huge. I mean, not huge, but like classic Hollywood. That's crazy. Although he's British, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Man. Wow. Okay, let me finish this thing. I did not know this, and this movie, wow. That's wow. I don't even know. Reed. Okay. Reed Moreno. Oh, so she kicked him out or her out? Oh, what? But she has one upcoming, The Memory Police, in pre-production, so that could not make it, I guess. Huh. Wow. Hey, Martin Scorsese is on here though, so maybe she's coming back. That sucks. And she's a woman. And she's a freaking woman. Oh, I'm going to have to look into this more. Like, she's, right? Man. This is the stuff where I was like, forget polite, forget being nice. Like, she just needs to go down. Justin Baldoni's poster was, or is, so much better than Blake's. I have not seen that. Hi, Saffron. Can you share a link to that? I actually was looking for that, for anything that's not her face, for my thumbnails, one of the thumbnails a while back. And I couldn't find any movie poster that doesn't have her name besides the one at the premiere behind them. But I haven't been able to find it like that. But I didn't know he has a poster. It's probably the one at the premiere, maybe. I'm gonna keep reading this, but if you could please, like, attach it to the chat, I would appreciate it. But I'm so curious. I need to watch the rhythm section, probably to critique it. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an open mind, because it's nicer to be surprised by bad or good. But I'm definitely going to look into this Reed Moreno thing. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. I'm gonna get that to that. I'm gonna like finish this. I think yeah, this is a very short one, so let me finish this. I'm still on page 1. So because this is like, it's the first thing where they're finding something together, and I want to get through this because this is crazy. Interesting. Whereas in lions and based on the representations of the parties, and that discovery in this case will involve confidential documents or, I'm sorry, I was thrown off by my own change of voice. Suddenly I sound like a different person. Not that much, but so in light of these acknowledgments and based on the representation of the parties, that discovery in this case will involve confidential documents or information the public disclosure of which will, is that a sentence? And based on the representations of the parties, that discovery in this case, I'm reading English, right? I'm not imagining that this doesn't make sense. In this case will involve confidential documents or information the public disclosure of which will cause harm to the producing person and or third party to whom a duty of confidentiality is owed, and to protect against injury caused by dissemination of confidential documents and information. This court finds good cause for issuance of an appropriately tailored confidentiality order governing the pretrial phase of this action. Wait, is this? No, this is, yeah, this is to judge. That sounded like it was already granted. Okay, interesting. That was like a weird sentence. It is hereby ordered that any person subject to this protective order, including without limitation the parties to this action, their representatives, agents, experts, and consultants, all third parties providing discovery in this section, and all other interested persons with actual or constructive notice of this protective order shall adhere to the following terms. Any person subject to this protective order who receives from any other person subject to this, also in 5 minutes, my screen will go dark. Information of any kind, subject to this protective or any discovery material. Information of any kind produced or disclosed pursuant to and in course of discovery in this action. And that is designed as confidential or are depositions part of discovery? Because I didn't think they were, but I think they are now. This is designated as confidential. Sorry, that is I'm sucking at reading. I'm sorry. That is designated as confidential or attorney's eyes only, pursuant to the terms of this protective order, hereinafter collectively confidential discovery material shall not disclose such confidential discovery material to anyone else except as expressly permitted hereunder. I think she did read this yesterday. I just kind of zoned out probably at the one point. The designation attorney's eyes only shall only be utilized for confidential discovery material of such a highly confidential and personal, sensitive, and proprietary nature that the revelation of such is likely to cause a competitive, business, commercial, financial, bad comma over there, or privacy injury to the producing party. Non-safety. Safety wasn't mentioned in this, which because privacy injury is like, I guess you could say, well, if the people find out who this is or whatever, where they are, where they live, or I guess, but I would expect safety to be part of this list, but it's all about finances. As follows, the protections conferred by this order cover not only confidential and attorney's eyes only information, but that's what you just said, but also any information copied or extracted therefrom, as well as all copies, excerpts, summaries, or compilations thereof. Hereinafter, that's the word I always keep searching for, hereinafter. They're referred to collectively as copies, plus testimony, conversations, or presentations by parties or counsel to or in court or in other settings that might reveal confidential and attorney's eyes only information. So it's like, no, we're not requesting a protective order on everything, but then it becomes everything because any testimony, any deposition, any kind of thing can refer to other stuff that is confidential. Unless they just like, okay, we'll just redact that, which they might, hopefully. The person producing any given discovery material may designate as confidential or attorney eyes only such portion of such material, the public disclosure which is either restricted by law or will cause harm to the business, commercial, financial, or personal interests of the producing person and or third party. Forget about personal safety and, whatever. Including high-profile individuals to whom a duty of confidentiality is owed, and that consists of, and I think someone was saying, like, no, it is not owed. Especially high-profile individuals, people that are celebrities, like, that's especially not owed confidentiality. Yes, Depot is part of Discovery. I'm trying to find the information on the rhythm section, movie drama. Yeah, take your time. I'm gonna do my own research too. It always is helpful to anyone who has already have some research or whatever, but no pressure is all I'm saying. And I might not find it, and I'll let you know next time. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah. I literally almost watched that video before I came on here, and then I was like, no, let's just like take a break. There's already so much. This just rubs me there. I know both parties are into this, but I don't think high profile individuals, and I don't know why I'm taking offense to, like, why is not safety part of this list, but everything else, like business, commercial, financial, or personal interest is, but like safety is not of the matter. Money is. You would think if you want a protective order to keep things sealed and to keep someone's privacy, it would be so they are safe. Because they were just talking about death threats and stuff. So you can't present that and then say like, oh, we want to keep things confidential because of like personal interest and business, commercial, financial stuff. Previously non-disclosed financial information, including without limitation profitability reports. Are you freaking kidding me? BS. or estimates, percentage fees, design fees, royalty rates, minimum guarantee payments, sales reports, sale margins, confidential trading, or investing information in credit and banking information. Of course, I credit and banking information and anything that traces to their any kind of account, but like BS on us not being able to see financial information like royalty, like how much people made from this movie or didn't make. Already people know that lady, that woman that I was just saying, and I'll include, of course, always the links afterwards. um she said that wait, actually I need to pull that up because she had a breakdown of how much people made on this movie, so it's already out there. What are they talking about?
Using cinema.
Previously non-disclosed. I mean, well, I guess previously non-disclosed, but still BS on like anything. Like, what the heck? Why do you need to like keep finances private? That's not a matter of safety, unless it's like bank information, of course. But what the heck? Was it this? Yeah, this is the salary. Wait, is it? I need to figure this out better. But yeah, this is the salary reported. Reportedly made 3 million. Blake made 3 million. Not sure of the profit sharing made from royalty or whatever. Justin made $320,000 as Ryle. Of course, like he was also the director, so he gets like profit cut from the movie, but and producer. Well, he was executive. I don't know if executive producers get cuts, percentage cuts, but still, like, look at that. Look at that. Brandon made 300,000. Jenny made 250,000. Hassan Minaj 110,000. Which she shouldn't have gotten that much. It's definitely like sad to see, realities, but I don't even know who Amy Morton is, but she got more. No, she didn't get more than Isabella. So I was like, come on. Isabella was one of the main characters, and also Alex Neustader. They should have gotten what these people have got. But these people are more known. I get the way that works, but like they're more prevalent in the story, or more important. More discovery. Blake Lively exposed again from old film. Okay. Amy J title. Okay. I'll look that up. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought that was like kind of fun to see, even though I guess technically it's not previously non-disclosed. So, but am I being like exaggerated with this? That I feel like that's BS and that's like stupid. And why is this more important than personal safety? I think that's the only reason that anything shouldn't be disclosed is personal safety, not because people are making or losing or whatever money. No offense, I don't I don't value money that much. If you can't tell by my rant at the beginning of this video too. Previously non-disclosed material relating to ownership or control of any public or non-public company. This is really weird. Previously non-disclosed business plans, product development information, marketing plans. So we're only allowed to see that one marketing plan reference. I haven't watched people talk about this. Did someone else cover this? I hope they caught that for the mass followers they have. What the heck? Trade secrets, creative ideas, films, and scripts. We're not allowed to see the freaking script of this movie because we haven't seen that. It's not been disclosed yet. None of like projects, productions, entertainment activities, and other creative or artistic matters, client relationships, or communications regarding business affairs, like even texts, communications regarding business affairs or contractual negotiations This is everything. They're trying to like seal everything. Because what is left? Attacks on someone's character. That's all that's left. Any information of a personal or intimate nature regarding any individual, including but not limited to photographs, videos, or audio recordings of family or other personal relationships. Non-public, that I feel like that's fair. Non-public information regarding the identity and nature of personal relationships, medical, mental health, and or healthcare records. Isn't that like already through HIPAA? Like, duh. Social security numbers, also a duh. I feel like this is the 17 points again. Like, we don't agree that the other things like are okay, but like the stuff that we do agree on is like that's already in place. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like HIPAA is a big thing. Does that not apply to court and discovery and stuff? I would imagine yes. Or non-public contact information, including but not limited to telephone numbers, email addresses, physical addresses, or whereabouts, or code names for hotel use. Okay. I don't feel like we care about that. We care about like, and also I think it's absolutely, even though it might be like interesting or useful, but I think family and other people in these people's lives are off limits. Like I feel they didn't ask for this kind of thing. Extracts or summaries of any information identified in A and D and any other category of information hereinafter given confidential status by the court. I don't know if I want to keep reading this. Is there more stuff? Disclose any of the discovery material designated by the producing person as confidential to any other party except to the parties in this action, counsel, outside vendors or service providers, any mediator, arbiter, its author, addressee, any witness or counsel. Okay, whatever. Potato, but not potato. My brain's starting to mush. Okay, I think we read like the meat of this, and these are the potatoes, although the potatoes are better. I think we read the potatoes and this is the meat. No offense to carnivorians. Is that a thing? Carnivores. Why did I say carnivorians? Oh my gosh. Wow. But they both parties are in agreement on this. I don't know. I don't feel good about this. Depots do ask people address, except for the audio can be muted. Yeah, you're welcome. Definitely check it out later. I didn't want to distract from R made the same argument without wanting a gag order because his projects would be impacted as if JB's career wasn't. Where was that? This is going to be to get more and more frustrated all the time. Why did I get this? Oh, I remember. Wait, but I want to find this. Wait, what am I searching for? Oh. That's what I'm searching for. I'll get to the other Blake I almost said Blake Llama instead of drama. I'll get to that for the next time. But I'm guessing this is the video. Also, I was thinking, speaking of, I don't, Melon, what is her name? Anyways, but I was thinking of how, in Grey's Anatomy, okay. I keep freezing them at the wrong time. What's her name that got like blacklisted from Hollywood or whatever? People didn't like her because she was like opinionated or she was like trouble on set, etc. And in the end, like all she did was like say I don't deserve this award because I didn't do like the best work in the scene or whatever, and blah blah. And I don't know if I'm missing something, but I feel like she didn't deserve to be outcasted like she did. I forget her name. She was in Suits too. Um, but yeah, based on the global best-selling phenomenon by Colleen Hoover. Is this real? Because I feel like I've made this okay, hold on.
Enough of what she did. It just, to me, it just.
I definitely want this.
Been on
this
it for
hair.
3 months yet, but I do feel like I'm shedding less.
I'm shedding a lot. I have such a hard time. I'm not going to take Nutrafol though. I don't like supplements.
Seed, which I found very, very interesting. I hadn't seen the poster of it, and Justin Baldoni's vision. You could see from the photo that this is a darker movie, and also pointing out that there are 3 names on top of the picture. You have Blake Lively of the poster with only her name on top, and flowers, and no Justin Baldoni.
I'll say that I've said this before. This is weird. This is weird. This is so weird. At least have like Atlas's name or whatever, but this is weird. And also graphic design wise, this is bad graphic design. It borderline. I don't know. Maybe it's like a taste difference for that one. You might hate me, but I think I like this better, even though yes, Blake and we don't like that and blah blah blah. And I think this could have been made differently, and it doesn't have to be flowers. It can still be dark or whatever. But I think this is more visually interesting and capturing than this. This looks like I'm telling you, I made this. Do I have? Oh, I made like a. I don't want to search for it. What was it? I made a site for my movies, and I'm pretty sure this is like a Canva template, and I don't know if this is like real, because this is, I don't know, maybe it's a Canva template for a reason, because it's often what movies are. This looks, yeah, it looks darker. It looks like something that's more at Cannes or Cannes. I hate when people say can, but I also don't want to be pretentious either. But yeah, that like a festival, you know what I mean? And but I don't think this is a strong poster. But something like this, it could have been the same picture, but like big like that. And it's interesting that Christy Hall is mentioned here and Justin Baldoni. I'm not sure why Christy Hall would be. Like when you're like making posters and who you're like highlighting, there's different reasons for that. But yeah, I like his. Yet now BL is claiming she had no control. Yeah, Katherine Heigl, that's right. Yeah, I like her. I also bought her like dog food for my dog. It wasn't great. I think it's good quality and whatever, but I don't think, I think I rushed it because you're supposed to like combine it and like get them used to it, and I just like, no, this is the food you have. And I mean, my dog loved it because it's like real food, but my dog's stomach didn't like it that much. So I think I needed to ease into it. But it's also expensive. It's not that expensive actually, but yeah. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. Was she as bad as Blake? I think she was kind of the opposite. I think she was more of a whistleblower than a whistle puller. Don't think that makes sense. It speaks to the subject matter cover. You can't tell unless you watched it. Well, I'm not saying that this is the cover that I would go with. I'm saying like even this picture, but like bigger. Like I guess I'm just like getting a little bit more like technical, like graphic design kind of stuff. Like you can still have the names over here, all of that. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. And I will say that I'll give that this version of the movie that we got this is a good segue into the BBC one, because I agree that it was not maybe the appropriate, obviously, poster, and the way that the premieres were presented. And I forget what the reporter at the BBC says, further, but um, the one thing that I think, it was like such creative differences. I think because of the I don't know. I feel like it was a little bit of in between would have been better than either side. That's my opinion. I think there's like good parts of it. I think the publicity that it got for what it was and so forth, I think that's good. But I think it's hard to imagine it now because we know what this has been. And this is like, I can also, what I imagine from this is like, yeah, more independent feel, less, in Romanian we say tam tam, like less like big fuss or whatever. Um, but again, just from the poster itself. Um, and I don't know that I'm getting the same. I'm not getting DV stuff either. I don't know, but like I think somewhere in between. I think there's like, yeah, I don't know. And she actually, this lady says something nice too. But I think you guys have heard. You can't tell unless you watch the trailer. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, like that cover. Where was it? Did I just can't, like this cover is like, again, the franchise that she wanted to be all about her, and it's this romantic. This is a great cover for. Besides this, I still feel like just one name and the placing of this name, like if it was like over here, would have been better. But like, I think this is a great cover for a romantic movie that it revolves around this one character. The end. That's all that's good for it. I'm just saying, like, as far as like how you fill in the space and stuff. Anyways, okay.
Press together.
And Yasmin, as a journalist attending the premiere, were you given any direction from the PR teams? Were you told there were certain things you should ask or could ask or shouldn't ask?
At the London premiere, we were essentially warned as press not to ask Blake Lively any questions about Justin Baldoni whatsoever, which is obviously very unusual to be told that you can't ask an actor about their co-star in a film. The other things we were told were not to ask questions that were too heavy-hitting, to keep things nice and light and.
So I think people might say, "Oh, it's not unusual." I know that I had that in my mind. Like, people are known to give like questions or whatever, or at least like it used to be that way. For talk show hosts, maybe not so much for reporters. What I found interesting is that, and I'm not saying that she's wrong, that it's not unusual, but what I found interesting is that, well, I think I stopped it too fast.
Fun, and to avoid talking about domestic abuse, which is one of the main themes of the film.
I work as a presenter on a daily news program.
And they were saying like, it's one of the main themes, and I feel like it's not really the way that this was, this cut exists is arguably not.
And so in entertainment reporting, it should be just the same as it is in news reporting. We cannot have publicity teams telling us what we can and can't ask. And we usually and very often do turn down interviews where we are told you can't ask about X, Y, Z if we think they're relevant to the film.
I want a British accent. But I'm saying, I pause because this is the big thing. This is the big thing. Because they're like, yeah, like we can choose, okay, we know we can't ask these, we choose to have the interview or not, which also I was thinking, like, who does not want to get the interview, but whatever. But this.
Around it, which is clearly what happened at the press tour here, where we get told, of course, you can come to the red carpet, you can ask whatever you like, and then about a minute before Blake Lively comes to you on your spot to interview her, you get whispered in your ear, don't do X, Y, Z. If you do, we'll drag her away. So it's not common for them to set out these demands, and we would never agree to these demands in advance, but you can tell that there are ways around them.
Let's look at this.
So what I was saying is, like, it's interesting, like, okay, to not talk about Justin Baldoni, that is weird, whatever. But to keep this light and fluffy, or not talk about DV. And if they would talk about that, she would get ushered away. I actually don't remember exactly how I put it in my brain when I was watching this, but I don't know if it was Jersey or someone else that was talking about. Oh gosh, my brain didn't. I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk about this. I forgot. I don't have it. Maybe I have it in my notes. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Wrong one. Okay, there you go. Oh yeah. So, no, I have something else in my notes. But basically, ooh, I'm getting pain. Someone was saying like, okay, it was Dr. Coward, to keep it hopeful is one thing, but to promote your hair care brand and to promote the alcohol brand or whatever, and to not talk about it at all. This is not, I'm now switching to arena. To not talk about it at all, to not highlight, to not talk about that part of the movie at all. Even though, like I said, I feel like it makes sense because this cut that we got, the DV was really like an afterthought almost. And so many people already said like this was not even a good representation of it, etc. But I think it speaks more to, oh, this is what I was saying, to Blake Lively's lack of understanding of the subject matter. And so she didn't want to look like a fool because she didn't know how to talk about it and she didn't care to talk about it. And I'm not saying she doesn't have a heart, because she might care if she would have taken the time, or she might care otherwise. But that's like what felt odd to me. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe sometimes people will say, hey, don't ask about this or that, although she was saying specifically when it comes to the movie and the coasters, like that doesn't make sense and that's unusual. But I think that's why, because I don't think she's capable of having these conversations. And when she was, the one time that she talked about it, she screwed up. She was terrible about it. So, okay, minute 10:25 here is like a fun one, because everyone's like kind of reported on this, but on what we just saw, but this I haven't heard.
The press tour was probably not what you would have expected, especially the London one. There were pink carpets, there were flowers, there was a promo of Blake Lively's new hair care brand. Her husband was promoting his gin brand at the after party. So really, if you looked at the premieres and the red carpets, you wouldn't associate this film with actually being quite a harrowing film about domestic.
This is where I disagree. I don't think it was a harrowing film about DV or DA or whatever. That the way that it ended up, I think initially it should have been, and it had that. But hold on. I need to like put my clouds on. No one has said this, that at the after party, at least in the London one, Ryan Reynolds was promoting his gin. What the freaking heck? What the freaking heck? Like, yeah, okay, this wasn't like to the public per se, but to the people that went to the after party, it's like, oh, yay, now we just saw that movie. Now we can like drink and have a party. I think people need kind of a wake-up call around like alcohol as it is, but because maybe they're just not understanding the association, and they're not understanding that using alcohol and promoting it, like people just need to drink less. No offense. I know people drink a lot and people use drinks to like wind down. Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh boy. I don't know. Where am I coming from? I don't know, because the microphone like turned off. Can you hear me, guys? Because I see the lines. That's weird, though. That's so weird. Could you guys hear me through that? I didn't see the microphone go off. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, I have my very strong opinions on alcohol usage to de-stress. It's a drug, technically. It's a legal one, but and it's not helpful. But like just the push of alcohol for this, and just this freaking stupid gin, like let that go. A Simple Favor had all the martini, the whole thing was around the martini. Cool, whatever, not the best, but go and have your fun. But this, just so bad. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Her cover, you can tell. Seth Rogen and Judd Apatow said Katherine Heigl was hard to work with. She was a kid actress, and yes, I do think she got a bad rap. True, I wasn't trying to be argumentative. In a perfect world, a balance would have been found. Oh, yeah, I didn't think you were argumentative. Sorry. Except for the dolphins. I took that personally. I'm kidding, but also it did kind of hurt. We all picked up on it because JB was always asked about her, but they never mentioned him or his name. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and what was she thinking? Well, she was thinking of like getting the movie rights away. I mean, he even said okay, what's the age? He even said that like Blake Lively is ready to direct. Like he's like, I don't know that I'm gonna direct the next one. But Blake Lively is ready. Like that was his only like passive aggressive moment. Yeah, he must have been having like a hard time. I wonder what was happening around that. But yeah. Yeah, but I'm just like, just flabbergasted. Can't believe I'm using that word, flabbergasted, by this like alcohol use, y'all. I don't know. Anyways, so this Todd Black thing, where is it? Do I have to, like, why aren't you? Okay. I found the the thing, the video. And with that, I'm going to call it a night after. I kind of covered almost all, but I'm just getting some really bad stomach pains right now. Oh, and Q Card Wally. As soon as I heard SNL say no. Oh wait, that's not the one. What the heck? As soon as I heard that they denied it, I was like, oh, Q Card Wally is like gone from SNL after 35 years. Just so terrible. Okay, well, let's just watch this because I can't fast forward to that. Okay, hold on. Is this? Oh gosh, can you guys hear?
Todd Black saw the situation and he said, yeah, I'm out. This is too messy. We're done. And then Sony had to go and beg him and hire him back for 3 times his original.
Which Blake Lively said in her amended, or maybe even original. She said that Todd Black was hired after the meeting, the November or the January 4th meeting. No, he was at the January 4th meeting, hired as a result of the November meeting of the 17 points, which turned into 32 or whatever. And they're saying, and this is News Nation, Morning in America, like a news station, that's saying he was probably the producer that was in the room, one of the producers that was in the room when Ryan screamed at Justin, and he said, like, I'm out of here, and they had to rehire him for triple the salary. Someone's lying. Either it's this person or it's Blake, and I'm kind of trusting this person that I don't even know a lot more because Blake's been shown to lie and stuff.
So she was saying that.
I think that was it. I don't think I had. Yeah. Anyways. So yeah, what's SMDH? I want to know. I want to be one of the cool kids, or not the cool kids. We established I'm not one of the cool ones, but one of the kids, one of the young ones. Anyway, so I didn't show you that, guys. That you didn't see that, did you? You did not see that. Oh boy, I'm sorry. This is like technical difficulties all around, all around. Did you even hear that? No, you didn't. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm just all over the place. All right. Wait, why can't I? Oh boy. Wait. Darn it. On my life about Todd Black. Just watch this.
Then we heard about that producer who was in the room when Ryan Reynolds apparently went off on Justin Baldoni. Now I'm hearing that was Oscar-nominated Todd Black. Todd Black saw the situation and he said, yeah, I'm out. This is too messy. We're done. And then Sony had to go and beg him and hire him back for 3 times his original salary.
So that was the clip. It's also this video, which links to the original video. You can watch the full thing in my community tab. I'm sorry, guys, for the... That's... I don't even know what that was. That was probably not even great on screen. But yeah, anyways, it got to that point. It got to that point, but hopefully Q Card Wally is going to make it through. It probably won't, because everyone that, you know, Blake and Ryan touch, that's all. The only other part that I'll cover maybe tomorrow, but watch Dr. Amen Kaur's videos, and she's awesome. And is it Amen? Yeah, I think that's her name. As I wrote that, I'm like, wait, that's a different word. This is her video, or her channel over here, and it's this video that I just saw, and it just made me feel so much more relaxed, because I was starting to feel like I was going crazy. And she is just so calm, and she's like, yeah, so this is what Blake Lively is doing, and it's like really bad stuff, but she's so calm and so sweet, how she's like, excuse me, presenting all of this. Oh my god. Oh, wow, only 12:30. And I had some bullet points from that, but she's also coming out with a new video, and we can talk about that later. But yeah, thank you. I didn't mention this in my like personal thoughts, but I am so appreciative for your grace and patience right now included, especially through all of this, all the technical difficulties, but also just as I find my way through all of this, and just in general, and your support as well, and the community that's like been built with all of us is really awesome. And I love seeing you guys, especially when you guys like greet each other and say bye and hi and all the stuff. Like, not even to me, just like seeing that, you know, that's like a dream come true in like a mini scale, but it kind of feels the same probably. It feels amazing. So yeah, I appreciate your patient support and grace through all of this. And yeah, showing up, the tech stuff I'm learning on the go. So yeah. And then also, like, yeah, just this is like I guess you could call it an excuse or a reason or an explanation. I call it kind of I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but my nervous system, I think, is in recovery. So I have like my moments of, you know, my brain going away or not finding the right words or whatever. rushing or not run. I don't know. So I appreciate your patience through that as well. I've been trying to, I have all, like, you should see my to-do list. I get so many ideas when I watch these things. I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. Oh, I want to pull that in and I want to pull that in. And even though it might feel like I'm not even doing the bare minimum, I feel already like I'm overexhausting myself sometimes. And it's energizing being on here with you guys and stuff, but it's also like when I read different things different ways. Like when I read the amendment complaint thing yesterday, I don't think I'm going to get through all of it, to be honest. I think I just don't think I can handle reading that like I've been reading things. Um I also think it's an easy scan because it's just so much crap in there. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll feel better over the weekend or through the week, but it just that kind of stuff drains me, and I literally got up with like swooshing head and like I don't know, and I was like my nervous system was like super on alert, like super triggered. But also like I don't know. I was watching Lauren talk about how she has, a 9 to 5 job and 2 other part-time jobs, and she's doing this. And I don't know if I'm like too old. I don't think I'm too old. I know that, again, I'm going through like a nervous system reset or like hopefully recovery. And I think I'll get back to being able to do that and handle that. But right now, I need to acknowledge for myself, especially, that I don't have as much push in me that I want. Like even not to be ungrateful, not even for just you guys, but even for myself, to like stay up and read everything. And I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I feel very often like it's like just running on steam for some reason. But I'm not pushing myself too hard. I'm just like saying that in terms of, I mean, I am, but like saying that in terms of like I appreciate your patience when I'm not coming on lives when I hope that I am, and not as often, not daily or even like consistently. Like I'm trying my best, and I know that you guys know that. I just feel better like saying it as well and kind of putting into context kind of where I'm coming from, even though like I don't know. It's very frustrating because I used to do so much more, and I'm feeling like it's hard to even do this little right now, and I don't know why, or it's just frustrating. But yeah. So that was like the stuff that I didn't get to in my personal thoughts at the beginning. Just, I guess it's like a nice bookend, like yeah. Um and yeah. Um Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I almost closed it. I almost closed the computer. We would have just like gone away. But yeah, thank you so much for the community. Thank you so much. Yeah. You have no idea how much this is, how much this means, I guess, in my life. And I mean, who am I? It's like I'm just one other person and all that stuff. Um I don't know. So it means a lot to me. I appreciate it. And you guys, I don't know. I get very happy to see you guys online. So I feel like that's really selfish and but I don't know. I'm working through a lot right now. Still don't know what SMDH is, P, but okay. Um yeah, our community, I love it. Ditto. Thank you. Oh, good night, everyone. I'll catch the rest on the replay. Yeah, I mean, you only caught, yeah, that's only me blabbing. Have a good night, Arnaldo, Maria Rodriguez, Maria, Angel P. I know P is gone. And Saffron, I don't know if you're still here. Um, Probably not. But thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. I might come in tomorrow. No pressure. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Exciting. It's exciting new times in my life. and in life. But yeah, be more positive. You're allowed to be selfish. I'm working on that, taking up space, selfish to the good stuff, the good kind of selfish. But I always worry, like, not being like a Blake Lively. I always worried about that. Anyways, so and someone said to me, my voice teacher actually said to me, we had more psychology than voice. He said, just because you say that is probably like you'll never be that person. You'll never end up that way because you're already thinking about that, and people like that don't think about it. My therapist has said that, a friend has said that, the voice teacher. So, but I always I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, good night, P, when you're watching this on replay. Good night, all of you guys. Arnaldo, Maria Rodriguez. Have a wonderful night. Cool. Peace, love, and compassion. I hope I can get this out. Oh, and I have okay, I don't have it now, but I'll have ending music. That was so loud. Okay, I'll work on this.